welcome. Thank you for joining me today. I'm going to do a collective reading for the current energies moving into the new moon the day after tomorrow. So right now we're in the dark phase of the moon, which has grown to become my favorite part of this cycle because it's the most feminine and it's the most hidden. It's the one that is the least accepted in our day-to-day in our society, and it's the one that challenges us every month to kind of relax and surrender to not knowing, relax and surrender to the mystery, relax and surrender um, to just the subtle energies, where you can feel the new moon energy coming. You can feel that something's brimming and there's something birthing, but we're in this kind of like the death energy. There's the anticipation, but there's also that void where you kind of feel suspended in stillness, where it can feel like nothing's ever going to happen, and so if we're unconscious and we're unconscious of the cyclical nature of creation and of life on this planet, then this can be a time where we go a bit unconscious. We can go a bit unconscious. We can forget that we are mermaids and mermen, that know how to swim those deeper waters, that know how to just move with it and switch into a different gear where you're just allowing, so it's like, again, allowing all parts of the cycle, allowing all parts of our nature to have their time, and to honor them all, and to not resist, even though our society is built around, the solar or the full moon energy. If we're using the moon, the moon analogy, where we're just always supposed to be, in the know. And so anyway, this is a time where I always like to kind of just sink in, really, really just sink in and be and allow and touch in with the more feminine energies. Okay, so anyway, so that's kind of where I don't know why I went into all that. I think because I'm also just coming out of this like 2-month period of a lot of that energy, because it's like we have moon phases that affect us, but then we also have phases in our lives. So I just came out of like a really dark moon phase for the last 2 months. I was away from my home. I'm finally back in my home, and I was down in the house that I'm on the weekends, the desert house where my kids are, because my daughter was having this like strange, mysterious health issue thing that had been going on for a while, like months. It finally came to a head. So I was down there for 2 months helping her. We had really no idea what was going on. I mean, we were going to all these different doctors, and there was just a lot of mystery, a lot of unknown, a lot of having to lean into faith and trust and intuition and patience with the process and trusting the bigger picture. So it was just this huge initiation that lasted 2 months plus before. And then before that, I was going through some kind of health thing that also had some mystery to it. And so now finally, just as of yesterday, I'm back home, and it's like we know exactly what's going on. We have clarity. Everything's above ground, So yeah, I've really, really been asked, life, my higher self, whatever, has really, really asked me to make peace with that deep, feminine, watery, not knowing, faith-based, intuitive, led, patience-oriented energy. Okay, so now we're kind of in it again, collectively with this moon. That said, I don't know how much of this is collective. I know that the new moon ushering in new energy, but that's sorry, I'm losing my thoughts. I'm trying to say too many things at once. But now that I'm back in my home, it's like I'm seeing how different I am from the last time I was living here full time, because I spent so much time in those watery realms. It changed me. So now I feel like just this blank slate where I'm kind of like, where am I and who am I and what's going on, kind of this beginner's mind where I'm just really open to whatever wants to present and flow and show. So that's what I'm feeling is the collective energy, no matter how we got there, whatever your trials or journeys or expansions or experiences were. That's kind of what I'm feeling from the energy right now. So anyway, I'm going to dive into the cards. How long did 4 minutes? Well, if you're still with me, thanks for listening about me. And let's just see, let's get an overall energy here. Oh my God. Well, that's a lot of cards. Hang on. We're going to go slower. Okay. Wow. So we get Buffalo Spirit. The universe, the abundant universe will provide. Buffalo Spirit. Oh, look. We both have feathers. Buffalo and I. All right, so we're going to leave that as our overall energy. Let's move into the tarot. See what it wants to say for this full moon, the energy that we're in right now, not full moon, new moon. The new moon that we're moving into. Okay. Wow. Oh my God. Okay. Oh, That's quite a few cards. We're going to take them. So we get the Four of Cups. This is the Silky card. Okay, this is the Mermaid card. This is kind of like when the other world, the other realm. But the way I'm feeling this energy right now is kind of like what I was just talking about. That because the feminine energy does feel like the other realm. It does feel like that which we've been separated from, because we have we have been separated from that realm. You know, it's like we don't even register it. We just ignore it. It's invisible. If it's not visible, you know, we don't register it, okay, necessarily, right? That's the cultural norm. And so here it is, the Four of Cups, okay? That watery realm. That's how I'm reading it right now. Oh, there's weird splotches on this. Okay, the realm that we have to tune into, we have to consciously make an effort to honor and to be with and to be present with and to listen to what it has to say. Okay, so here's this. Here's the Queen of Cups. You know, she's listening to this. She's tuning in. She's making an effort to, because she knows that this is here. We know that this is here all the time. There are certain periods in our lives where, you know, like what I just went through, you know, I was like forced, you know, I was like forced to honor this, you know, and I'm grateful because now it's more natural to me. I mean, I've been forced many, many, many times. So it's just kind of, I'm just on this, you know, this path of honoring the goddess, the feminine energies, and that's part of why I'm here. Okay, but you know, when we are kind of forced and you know we're like kind of strapped down and we have to get the lesson, then it becomes more natural. Okay, but here we are in these energies right now, in the dark moon energies, inviting us to tune in a more subtle way. But what's interesting is that it's coming out with the nine of Cups and the Six of Earths. So this is our wishes fulfilled. This is like what we've been wanting and dreaming of, you know, like also in the watery realm. So if this is that which has been pushed aside, that which we have to like make a concerted effort to tune into, then these are the dreams that may have also been pushed aside, may have also been pushed aside as fantasy, or as like there's just no room for them in this life. We're like too busy in our solar energy or in society's energy to really honor this stuff. But it's like what I'm getting from these cards is that there's an invitation right now. The reason why I'm saying that is because it's coming up with the Two of Earth, which is a choice card. In this moment, this is definitely a choice card. It's like, we're being offered an invitation to lean into this realm, but this realm being also the realm of our wishes, the deep wishes that we may have pushed aside, just like this has been pushed aside, okay? But this opportunity, this kind of portal to lean into that, to invite that, because it's coming out with the Six of Pentacles, and this is our reward for hard work, okay? So this is like, I often call this like our birthright card, you know, it's our birthright to have the match of that which we are, right? But that which we are, we've had to uncover, you know, we've had to do all this work to uncover who we actually are again, because, okay, and who are we actually? You know, we are this abundant universe that provides for us, you know, this is the truth of reality. This is what's always here, just waiting for us, but it's been covered up by, you know, all of the things that have pushed it aside. You know, this has also been pushed aside, the truth of reality, okay? So been pushed aside. Anyway, when we come back into that alignment, everything that's rightfully ours, everything that rightfully matches us on the soul level can flood in, okay? But we have to make that choice. We have to make that choice to honor these more uncomfortable passages, that which seems out of reach. So this can be that which we feel we can't have because we can't understand it with our mind. We have to lean into our intuition, and we have to just kind of follow the energetic of it, or follow the heart song, you know, the soul path, the dreams, you know, the subtlety, the subtle. This is subtle. It's hidden. It's behind. So we have to listen. But it's also led by our wishes and our desires. It's like we want to lean into this. We want to bring this forward. You know, we want that abundance. You know, we want our birthright. We want, which is rightfully ours. So okay, but we have to make that choice, because I feel like there's a strong pull right now that's it's like the momentum of the past, but this invitation, this came up, God, when I first started doing readings. This is the kind of energy that I was feeling, and that was around the eclipses. That was around the eclipses in May, where it was like there's a portal opening. So I feel like that's happening again. I'm getting chills. Is it the 9/9, the 9/11? I think there must be something really potent about the energetics on 9/11 and in September in particular, because that's often when the hijacks happen, you know, where it's like, let's overlay this with a world catastrophe so that nobody notices this. Don't look here. Don't look here. Don't walk through this portal. You know, don't allow your desires and your natural alignment with this, you know, like fall into fear, fall into this, you know, this other side, you know, and the manipulations that come. Okay, so I think this is a powerful portal time. a powerful, another choice point time, just like when we first started doing these in May. Okay, because it's a very similar message, and that's exciting. Okay, I'm going to pull more cards. I feel like I'm all over the place, but that's okay. That's a lot of cards, but we're going to take them because they are very clear. Okay. So we get the Two of Cups and the Death and the Rebirth card. Okay, so this is our alignment. You know, this is again another two. Okay, there's that choice, and it's like, are we going to choose what is the truth, what feels good, what is connected to the heart desires, that which the soul song? Are we going to choose that? Okay, but wow. Okay, so here's the portal. In choosing this, in choosing to walk through the gates into that harmony, into that higher timeline, into that higher resonance, we have to go through a death. We have to go through a death and a rebirth. So here's that void space again. Like, you don't have a face. You don't know who you are. You don't know anything. Like, you feel completely vulnerable, completely powerless. You're just surrendered to the goddess energies that you've avoided perhaps your whole life because society has told you to, because, you know, human is afraid of the feminine, is afraid of being out of control. You know, we've been taught that if you're out of control, you're not going to survive. If you're not in control and you're not, you know, managing your life, you know, you're not gonna make it. You got to work really hard, and you got to hustle, and you got to, you know, you got to play this game and everything. Okay, so anyway, so here, there it is. There's the unknown where we surrender, that 0 point field. Look at the star in the middle. The star in the middle, and it reaches out. It reaches out into this realm from way back here. It reaches out, you know, and wow, look at these other images around there. That's interesting. Okay, I'm not going to read into that right now, but there's something with this that might come up later. I don't know. Just the contrast between like how defined this is and then this is. Anyway, okay. So there's like a bit of a death with this portal, and of course the ego doesn't like deaths, because look who it comes out with, the Five of Swords, and he's like, oh my God, no, but what about this, and what about that, and what about this, and I don't know, and you have all these demons from the conditioning in the past, like, you know, yakking in your ear, and then here you are, like, what's going on here? Interesting. Yeah, it's like there's kind of this promise. It's interesting because this deck has a lot of these sort of like wispy things that kind of connect through the cards. You know, it's like here's the whisper. Here's the, you know, kind of like the whisper, the thread, the thread of truth that like moves through everything. You know, that like we can surrender, we can jump, we can trust our wings. Okay, but we're just, yeah, it's just the voice of the past, the voice of conditioning, the voice of all this that is making it you know, making it like a choice. You have to choose this. I mean, you don't have to, but if you're going to go through that portal and you're going to go into this wish fulfillment and this, you know, rewards card where like you get back what you put in. You know, if all you put in is this, that's all you're going to get. That's all you're going to get in your life is this kind of energy, a regurgitation of the past, a regurgitation of, you know, the you know, just the conditioning, what you've been told, the confines you've been told you're allowed to live in. Okay, so if you want to go through this portal that's available right now into a wholeness of both light and dark, both seen, unseen, that balance, that yin yang, that polarity in balance where everything is welcome, you know, that's where the reward comes, because you have both. You know, you have these balance, and then you get to play in the garden where everything is abundant, you know, and you have this kind of balance too. You know, this is a balance. These scales are together. There's harmony here. There's harmony because you allow both the seen and the unseen. You know, you allow the up and the down, the in and the out, the on and the off. You know, you let it all be there. 6 is a number of balance. It's also how we ground things onto the earth plane. I see it as the goddess energy because it is that balance. It has both. It has all. It allows all. It doesn't reject itself. It doesn't reject itself. What do I mean? It doesn't reject. Yeah, it doesn't reject itself because all is all, and so it doesn't reject any part of itself. Even though we've been trained We've been trained to ignore this, to leave it as something that we feel we can't have, whatever that it represents, it's like way over there. Okay, so this is the unification process, some kind of portal thing going on, death, rebirth. Okay, so Queen of Pentacles. Queen of Pentacles is the master manifester. She knows how to, she's patient. She's patient. She knows how to wait. She knows how to let a process play out, and she knows how to be compassionate and kind and like understand, things like this. Understand this kind of back and forth and understand the need to kind of, it's like, I see this right now in this moment as the lower octave of the Temperance card, where you're kind of like balancing all the elements. You're getting, it's like big energies at play, and you're getting everything in place so that you can go through this portal. But in order to do that, you have to confront some of these shadows. You have to confront some of the fears, some of the habits, some of the conditionings, and just be present with them. And she knows how to do that. She knows how to be present with them, and she knows how to be present with others being present with them. She knows how to honor the process, and that's why she can manifest. I mean, this is the Queen of Earth. It's like you plant a seed in the dark and you water it, but you don't dig it up and check to see how it's doing. You might, but then you need to plant another seed and do it right. It's like, but yeah, she knows how to honor that process. She also knows how to honor like the moon cycles, the moon process, to honor it all, to honor all parts of creation. That's beautiful. Okay, so I made more room. I made myself more room so I could lay out the cards, but I'm not doing that. I'm still throwing them down in a pile. There. Okay, so I'm gonna pull some more, because oh yeah, here he is. There's the devil. There he is. He wants to cover it all up. He wants to cover up this like beautiful process with something different. He wants to kind of overlay it. Let me see how this wants to be talked about, because let me get this right. I want to get this right, because it's a very specific energy, and I don't really have my words for it. I'm going to look at this while I shuffle. Okay. It comes out with a Knight of Pentacles, which is a very committed card. Like this guy is committed to the path. I mean, he goes nicely with the Queen of Pentacles. He's kind of like the precursor to her, but for some reason I want to put him over here. It's like, they're committed to this. They're committed to this. Oh, okay. All right. So we're embracing this too. He's part of the process. He's part of the process, and we're not rejecting anything. We're allowing this in. So this would be an even deeper chord of this. We access this, but if we really run this and we really clear this, we're going to run into this guy. Who basically, I don't know how to describe the energy that I'm feeling from this. Oh, I have to get my kitty. Hold on, I'll be right back. Come on. I'll show you my kitty. This is Panta. She's not Mamba anymore. She's Panta. Here she is. Okay. All right. So hopefully she's not like a huge distraction. But anyway, yeah. So trying to feel into this energy makes you feel like you're trapped. When he comes around, okay, so here's this, this is kind of manageable. You can kind of work through this. You can kind of be like, no, you're still like this, okay? I'm getting it. But this energy is where you feel absolutely trapped. It's hell realm, where you're like, okay, I'm never getting out, and so be it. But what's beautiful is, okay, this is very similar to the energy of birth. Like when you're in labor. If you've been in labor, then you know. If you haven't, then and if you're a man, then listen. When you're in labor, there's always that transition moment where because I remember this specifically with my daughter, where I was like, that's it. We're just gonna die because I can't do this. Surely I can't do this, even though she was my second born and I had already given birth, and and it was a beautiful birth with my son. It was just so easy, and Aramay was easy too. She was easy too, but I still had that moment where I was just like, nope, I cannot do this. And then all of a sudden, your life force comes in and you birth this baby, and so it's very similar to that when we're going through a huge birth process. Okay, we have mini ones that are a little easier, and I think that's why this guy showed up. It's like, we can do birth processes through this kind of energy, and we're reborn again, and blah blah blah. But when this guy comes around, we know it's a really big one. Okay, so it's like he's like the Grim Reaper. We have to go into that kind of darkness where we're literally annihilated, it's not even darkness. It's just like this feeling of being like so out of control, like so surrendered to the goddess, because the goddess energy can be considered, the feminine energy can be considered dark, you know, and there's like a continuum of it. Like there's, you know, you go further and further down the continuum, you run into this, you know, that like dark energy where you literally don't know anything and you feel like you're being swallowed. You feel like you're being, you feel like you're you feel like you're being swallowed and like you're on fire. Often it doesn't last long, right? You can get into this space, and if you just surrender to it and you just kind of let it burn you up, then it clears. You know, like you can do it in like 5 minutes if you get really good at it. Like I do this kind of stuff all the time. I have Scorpio North Node, so I'm constantly dying and being reborn, and it's like I know how to lean into her and be like, you know, take me down. You know, sometimes she takes me down to here, and sometimes she takes me the whole way down to here. Here's the dark goddess. Hi, baby. Here's the dark goddess. This is Callie. That's just like, well, we're going to chop off your fucking head now. Because it's time for you to rise. You know, it's time for you to rise and step through this portal into the truth of reality, into what you've been preparing for, into what you've been working for, into what matches you and what is harmonious for you, okay? But you have to die. You have to die. You have to have your ego death, and you have to go the whole way down. Okay, so this is what's coming through about this energy, and I guess I'm feeling this too, okay? But I really like this guy. He's like the Grim Reaper, but he also has that North Star. It's like, and even me, like he came and I'm like, oh God, there he is. You know, I wanted to reject him, like get out of here. You know, get out of here. And no, what was the message? It was like, yeah, he's the portal. He's the portal, that deep, dark place that has grabbed you and is inviting you to go down, and maybe you want to run, maybe you want to run from this, but he's the portal. Okay, so we're getting this, and I love that it came out. Hi, Puntles. I love that that it came out with this. This is the one that doesn't stray from the path, no matter what, you know, demon is in the way, no matter what is no matter what is asked of him or her, you know. She's going to be patient. They're going to be patient, and they're going to continue walking this path. They're not going to run from him. They're not going to run from the darker things that are coming up to be transmuted. They're going to choose. They're going to choose to walk through that portal and allow that, that birth. Okay. So I'm going to pull. What are we at? 22 minutes. I'm going to pull a goddess card. So in terms of the new moon, maybe this is kind of where we're at on the lead up to the moon, but it's letting me know that this is a very powerful portal-y time, a very powerful new moon. So now I want to move into like specifically the new moon on Thursday. How does the energy shift? Like what is, I kind of feel, and what I was sensing right before I pulled this card, I'm not going to look at it yet. I was sensing, because of the way this message is coming through, I almost feel like it's inevitable. I almost feel like there's a choice, but because it's coming up with these two who are so committed and so good at doing these kind of processes, I feel like what it's saying is, you know, it's not really, it is a choice, because we have to use our free will to choose divine will, but there's so much divine will right now. There's so much with this being a portal time, like I'm feeling, and this really strong feminine energy carrying us through. Yeah, that reminds me of something. I'm not going to go into that right now. I feel like it's kind of saying this is an inevitability. Like this is where we're going. Okay, but so let's see what card came up. Yeah, mastery. That's so great, because it's like, yes, we have the mastery. At this point in the journey, the collective that I'm reading for, we have the mastery to move through this portal. This is a really big portal into our dreams, into what seemed elusive and seemed otherworldly and seemed not possible. Okay, this is the time. This is a 10 card. This is a card of completion. Okay, mastery. That's completion. When we reach that level of mastery, we're a match on the inside to that which we want on the outside. Okay, so I feel like this is really powerful message, a really powerful sign of a huge shift going on right now. And of course, not everybody's going to be on this wave. Not everybody's going to be ready for this. But those of you that are resonating with this reading, that are still with me, are going to be in this energy, okay? And we're going to be forging the way for others. We're going to be going through this portal willingly and courageously, and like this, because it's our time, because we're at this level of mastery. This is a 44 card. I know a lot of us that I resonate with. 44 is a powerful number for us. It's just like that warmth. That for me, it's a number. It's like angels. I think it is an angel number, if I recall. But for me, it always just feels like the whole tribe, all the angels, it's not even a galactic energy. It's like, yeah, there's just this warmth and this like higher light energy that just surrounds me and makes me remember like who I am. Anyway, so I love that it's coming out with that number and that energy. Look at her. Look at how pure she is, and look at that light around her. That's how 44 feels to me. 444. Okay, so let's see. Okay, so it's 25 minutes. I could just end there. I feel like that's kind of a complete message, but I am gonna get one more card. Speaking of angels, I'm gonna do an angel card. Let's see. Let's see what we get. Ah, perfect. Yeah. So we get gratitude, beginnings, and intention. Okay. So it's, again, this card is kind of coming out as a fiery card for me, to have that intention to go through that portal. Look at all these portals here. You know, it matches up with the sky. You know, here's the places that we're moving through. We're moving through them. We're moving through them with intention. You know, that's kind of what this is, that choice point where it's like, we've chosen this long ago. This is the time where we're moving through together. We're moving through together. We have gratitude. We have gratitude for the fact that this is happening. You know, there's abundance. Here's the abundance again. The abundant universe providing its time. We have that time of completion, okay? And we're moving through to this new beginning. Such a beautiful card, such beautiful colors. Look at that water. Okay, there's the water again. There's the water that you felt you couldn't have. There's the water that you couldn't find because you were trained to not give it your attention. You were trained to not lean in and listen. Okay, so just kind of recapping here, because the intention card is coming out, to remember. It's like, in a sense, I feel that we can't really fail at this because of this mastery card, okay? Because it's coming up, you know, as sort of like the summary. But there is some advice to lean in, because there are a lot of distractions, and that's what this can be too. There are a lot of distractions from the world that just kind of pull you into, you know, whatever mode of being you've been in. That's you know, this conditioning. So there is sort of like using this intention, using your intention to remember to lean into the behind, to lean into the energy, to lean into the formless, and to hear the form that wants to be taken. Okay, so this kind of reminds me of this as well. It's like, you know, there are these waves, these ripples that are coming forth, and to listen and to hear the codes, in the language. Look at these lights. You know, there's information, there's light language, there are codes in the energy when we tune into this watery realm. When we use our choice and our choice and our intention, okay, to tune into these realms, to make it a priority, and to allow that to lead us. And as I'm summarizing, as we start to do that, we start to get pulled through this portal. And as we get pulled through this portal, it's like the eye of the needle. It's like the eye of the needle where your skin gets ripped off. Yeah, so what? You know, you're a snake. Your skin gets ripped off. And it just, you know, and you want to resist, and you want to resist, and you want to see if maybe you can make it not happen because you don't like it. And it's so funny because, like, my one of our cats got bit by a rattlesnake, and the vet was like, there might be some sloughing of his skin. And I was like, can you describe this to me? What does it mean? He's like, yeah, his skin will just like slough off, you know. And it was just so interesting because the snake sheds, and then literally like just chunks of his skin are like falling off, and then it's all red and inflamed underneath. And we just knew that, like, Paganip is his name. We just knew he was like the little totem animal for this passage we were going through. Because Jeremy and I, you know, coming out of that 3 to 6 month trial with the health stuff, it's like we went through this portal. You know, we got bit by the snake, and we had to go through, you know, so much fear and so much unknown and so much like all these things, you know. But now, like, the skin sloughing off. Okay, so the skin starts to slough off. You can't stop it. Like, you got bit by the rattlesnake, you know, that's part of your initiation, part of your medicine. You called that in, you know, you wanted it. You wanted it. It's yours. It's your birthright. You've been dedicated to this path. You know, this is you. You called it in. Where is she? Here she is. That's you. She knows how to do this. You know, she knows how to do it. Okay, you called it in. So then you hit this. You hit this point. You hit this point where you just dissolve. That's the liquidization of the caterpillar. Okay, and then you go through the portal. All right. So that's now we're at 29 minutes. I'm gonna stop there. That was my summary. So here we are going through this portal, together. You're not alone. It's such a collective movement, and it's really fucking scary. It can be really scary and uncomfortable. And that rattlesnake medicine, I had one hanging out on my porch for a while, and it was right out there. And you know, it's just the intensity of the energy. That's what this feels like. It's the intensity of the energy where it's like it could literally kill you, but you go into it anyway because you know it has medicine too. You don't go get bit by the rattlesnake unless you're pogging it. Hey. But, you know, it's like you just let it take you. You let it take you because it has its place. It all has its place, you know. And this is the passage through. And so anyway, that's what I'm feeling. That's what I'm feeling for this new moon, that perhaps with the new moon on Thursday we start to feel on the other side of this. You know, I think for a lot of us, we've been in this process for a little while now, okay, and then the new moon being that rebirth energy of new beginnings and the gratitude, okay, where it starts to shift. So I really look forward to seeing where we're at on the other side of that. I also look forward to going around the wheel another time, not one more, but another time with all the signs, starting with Aries next time I do a reading, and seeing how that collective energy expresses itself, because it's always shifting. So anyway, thank you for joining me, and yeah, be brave and face this, and be the dragon warrior that you are, be the snake that you are, and you know, and let's do this. Let's walk through to that heaven on earth timeline that we're creating by walking through together. Okay, thank you so much. Much love to you. Bye.